Dear students of class 7, we have been doing unit 8 wind and cyclones, and at the end of this chapter, last class, we have discussed how wind is formed. Wind is formed due to uneven heating between regions of the earth and also between the land and water. Also, we have seen the formation of monsoon winds, right? Today we are going to discuss about the formation of thunderstorm. As I told you earlier, when there is hot places, the hot air above this region will be rising up. When hot air rises up, along with the hot air, water vapor also will be going up. This water vapor, on reaching certain height, will cool, condense and form water droplets. These water droplets will be falling down as they are heavy. These water droplets which is falling down and the rising air will cause a situation what you call the thunderstorm. Lightning and thunder together with sometimes rain and wind will take place. This situation is called a thunderstorm. And when a thunderstorm is going on, what measures should we take to protect ourselves from this thunderstorm? See that. Okay, let us see what we can do when a thunderstorm is going on. These are some of them are don'ts, that means you should not do, and some you should do. Number one, do not take shelter under a tall tree. This is because when a tree is taller, the lightning will be affected to it first. So the current will pass through that tall tree, and when you are taking shelter under that tree, it may be affected. So do not take shelter under a tall tree. Better to take shelter near or under a short tree. Second one is, do not use an umbrella with a metallic handle. You know, metal will allow electricity to pass. Therefore, when we use a metallic handle, umbrella with a metallic handle, it will allow this huge electricity to pass through. So, you may be in danger. Number three, do not sit near windows, because through window, open window, lightning, the current can enter into the room and you may be in danger in such situation. And then open vehicles and sheds are not safe. Do not travel by open vehicles and do not take shelter in open sheds. This may be dangerous for you. And last point is, do not play in water. If you are swimming or if you are playing in water, suddenly get out of it, because through water current can pass. Current means the current caused due to the passing of lightning. So you will be in danger if you play in water when lightning is going on. So these are the measures to be taken when thunderstorm or lightning is happening. Okay. Now next session we are going to discuss how thunderstorm can be formed into a cyclone. Okay. Okay, students, so we can discuss about what is a cyclone. Actually, a cyclone is, when we speak simply, it is a low pressure system with a high speed wind revolving around. When we speak about cyclone and when we define cyclone, it's very simple. It's a low pressure system with a high speed wind revolving around it. But this system is very complicated. How this high speed wind and low pressure system are created? I'm going to explain that. Here, when in a place water vapor cools to form water droplets, this water vapor, when it cools, will be releasing heat. This heat released at that area will heat up the air in that place. So the air gets heated and hot air rises. When hot air rises, that region there will be a low pressure created. And I am going to explain why heat is released when water vapor cools. You know, when water is going up as water vapor, water should absorb heat from the surroundings. That means water vapor is water plus heat. When this water vapor cools, the heat in it will be released. That heat will heat up the air in this region. This heat released will be heating up the air around. So the air getting heated and become less weight, it will be lighter, and this light and hot air will not remain here, it will go up, it will rise up. That means when the air is risen up from a certain region, that region there will be a low pressure created because the air became hot and escaped upwards. So there will be a low pressure system. This is how a low pressure system is created in some area. When there is a low pressure system, cool air from either side, from around, from the surroundings will be rushing into that. As you see here, cool air, cool wind will blow into that place. When this wind being cool reaches this area is having low pressure and the air is hot here. So this hot air will heat up this air also. That means this cool air will become hot and will rise up. Again, the area will be widening. This center, this low pressure system will be widening. As more and more air come from neighboring areas, this low pressure system will be widening. This will be about 10 to 15 kilometer width. And this low pressure system will help the cold wind to blow into it from neighboring areas. And that means there will be always a cool air revolving around it from all the sides. Cool air will be coming into this area, and this cool air will get heated and will rise up, and therefore the low pressure system will be widening. And then this is usually happening in the sea, and it comes near the coastal areas. As it nearing the coastal areas, the low pressure system will absorb, will attract the water from the sea. Therefore, the water will be moving to the coastal area like a ball, like a water ball is approaching near the coastal areas. This water, rising up water from the sea, will be flooding the coastal areas. Now, once again, let me say, cyclones are low pressure system with the high speed wind revolving around it, and you came to know how this low pressure system is created at the center of the cyclone. And let us see now what are the effects, what are the destruction caused by a cyclone, right? Okay, let us see how a cyclone can cause damage. First of all, low-lying coastal areas will be flooded. As I told you just now, when the cyclone is approaching from the sea towards the coastal area, this moving cyclone will be attracting water from the sea. So the water, like a ball, moves towards the coastal areas. And then, as a result, this seawater will enter into the low-lying coastal areas. So the coastal areas, low-lying coastal areas will be flooded due to cyclone. Second one is damage to houses and telephone systems. A telephone post, electrical post, and other communication system can be damaged due to the effect of cyclone. And then trees will be uprooted. Huge trees will be uprooted due to the high wind, cyclone wind. Again, the last, it is not mentioned here, but the standing crops may be damaged due to the cyclone. Okay, now these are the effects of the destruction caused by a cyclone. Now let us see what are the steps to be taken when a cyclone warning is given. Earlier, 20-24 years back, we were able to know about the cyclone in 1 day in advance. Nowadays, the technology has developed, so 3-4 days in advance we are able to know about the approaching cyclone. Yes, recently we have experienced, especially in the states of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, cyclone hit few days back. You came to know that? New. Now one more is coming, so the warning is already given by 1st or 2nd of December that cyclone will be reaching the Odisha and Andhra coastal areas. Right. So now we will discuss about what are the steps to be taken when a cyclone warning is given in a place. Okay. When a cyclone warning is given, what are the things that we should do? Number 1, shift the essential household goods, domestic animals and vehicles to safer place. Number 2, avoid driving through standing water. As we may not be able to the exact position of the road, you may be going into deep gorges or in pitches. Number 3, keep essential food items and drinking water with you, because this may continue for 3-4 days and you will be staying in some other place for 3-4 days, and therefore you must keep essential food items and safe drinking water with you. And one more thing I can add, that we must be very cooperative with the rescue team. Don't make undue demands with the rescue teams. So we must be maximum cooperating with the rescue team. These are the things that we should do when a cyclone warning is given, and usually a cyclone warning will be given 48 or 72 hours before. So we will have enough time to get the preparations necessary if you are in a coastal area, living in a coastal area. And then I will send you at the end of this class, I will give you some extra images, pictures about cyclones and some explanation regarding cyclones and the details of that. Okay, thank you. What you see here is the image of the cyclone Nivar that recently hit the coastal areas of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. As I mentioned earlier in the class, the cyclone Nivar could not do much damage as a large number of people were evacuated to safer places in advance. But loss of property were there. A number of houses were damaged. The second image clearly explains how seawater rises and moves towards the coastal area like a water wall. The center of the cyclone is called the eye of the cyclone. It is a low pressure area and it attracts seawater upwards as the cyclone moves towards the coastal area. The coastline of India can be divided into two, the east coast and the west coast. States like West Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu belong to east coast. The west coast comprises of the coastal areas of Kerala, Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra and Gujarat. The east coast of India is more vulnerable to cyclones in terms of intensity and frequency. Most of the cyclones are formed in the Bay of Bengal and moves towards the east coast. A cyclone is known differently in different parts of the world. In America, a cyclone is known by hurricane. In Japan and Philippines, it is called typhoon. What you see now is the image of a tornado. A tornado is a dark funnel-shaped cloud that reaches from the sky to the ground. The funnel of a tornado sucks dust, debris and everything near it at the base due to low pressure inside. In India, tornado is not very frequent. With this, we come to the end of this class. Thank you.